Outcasts, nerds, gamers, anyone who's ever felt out of place, man. It is your time to lock in, man, and get your fitness together, dude. I was thinking about this today on my walk about just how good it feels to be on this journey, especially as like an outcast, right? I've always felt like I never really fit in anywhere, with my family. I've always felt like an outlier or different, and with my friends, that they've been great, but I've always felt different, and I always felt like they don't take me seriously. And this is what's so great about the fitness journey and getting lean is you just become the outcast, but you become the best version of the outcast, right? And it just feels so good to not have to participate in society anymore and deal with these dumb things that like people care about. And I was just thinking about this because I was walking to the gym, getting my steps in. Obviously, right now, the big thing is the World Cup, so bars and restaurants are just filled up. Everyone's watching the game, everyone's drinking, having a good time. Also, let me say, I don't want to come off as like a huge hater, because I think it's nice that like people are getting along, having a good time, and honestly, in my city, the energy is nice, right? It's a nice change from how tough of a year it's been. But regardless, honestly, I don't give a fuck about sports, to be quite honest with y'all. Never cared, it's always been a bonding, watching sports has always been like a bonding thing I do with like my dad or my brother, or, I would just go watch sports to get fucked up when I would go with my friends, right? So, and now that I'm not drinking as often, I very much have limited my drinking. Hopefully, can cut it out completely as I get into these this final stretch of getting down to 10%. I'm gonna have to, honestly. You just have to cut it out eventually. Regardless, now that I don't have that draw to go watch sports, dude, I don't give a fuck. I literally don't care, and I'm just doing my own thing, walking down the street, going to the gym, everyone's cheering, watching sports and having a good time and drinking, and I'm just locked in, man, doing my own thing, and I think that is just one of the best things for people like me, if you're like an outcast, or if you've always felt kind of disrespected, but also never really fit into society. It's a great feeling, man, to just be in your own lane, right? And you people start to take you more seriously, and you start getting attention from the opposite sex, or whoever you're into, and it just is a great feeling to not have to participate in this society sometimes, right? Because I honestly don't care a lot about a lot of things, that people care about. I don't care about sports. I don't care about like the TV shows people are watching, or celebrities, or all these different things that, people just care about. I've always been in my own lane, like I've mentioned, I'm kind of a nerd, so I'll usually be like, locked into my own stuff, like video games or movies. I love to watch movies at home, man. And I remember like, I'd be watching movies at home and order food and trying to fill the void of that loneliness and not fitting in, And now when I watch movies at home, it is my time to myself, my peace, the peace that I have within myself to just be alone. And it's great, y'all. Being alone now is some of the best times I get to have with myself, So, embracing that loneliness is part of the journey. And when that switch happens, where you can be lonely, dude, it is the best, man. It is the best feeling. And I feel like that meme. I don't know if y'all have seen the meme of what is it, American Psycho? The dude has like his headphones on, and he's just walking, walking through society. That's what I feel like, man. I'm in my own lane. I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm working on myself. Working on all these different projects, and I think the fitness journey for people like me, outcasts, nerds, gamers, to an extent, right? People who like weird games like me, we don't really fit in anywhere, right? We don't have anyone to talk to about these like games we like to play. MMO gamers out there. Shout out to folks playing MMOs. I was playing a little bit of Final Fantasy 14 last year. But you lock into those MMOs so hard, and sometimes you just feel like you're an outsider, right? Like especially as a MMO gamer, right? You kind of just stick to that. But the fitness journey, man, is awesome for people like that who wanna feel who feel different from society, man. So. Kind of rambling there. I guess I don't really know what I meant with this last part, but what I'm trying to say here is just that, man. If you feel out of place, if you feel out of society, like you don't fit in anywhere, that's a strength, man. That's a strength. Embrace it, use it, and really embrace it, and work on yourself. And if you choose, and I think you definitely should embark on this fitness journey. When you do, you will be unstoppable. And guess what? You'll be able to still play whatever you want, watch whatever you want, be that person, and people will actually take you seriously. Unfortunately, it's sad that society is so vain like that, right? That you need kind of a nice physique to take people seriously, or for people to take you seriously. But the irony of it is that once you get there, you actually don't give a fuck anymore what anyone thinks. Like I really could care less what people think about me. So yeah, man. If you're thinking about it, if you're like me, if you're an outcast, or you feel a little different, do it, man. Start going to the gym. Start figuring out your health, your fitness. Figure out how to eat right. Give it 2 months, man, and you will be unstoppable. Trust me.